There are cars that move you, and then there are cars that redefine what movement itself feels like. Somewhere between art, engineering, and raw adrenaline lives a machine that seems less like a product of a factory and more like the result of pure obsession. This is the 2026 Lamborghini Fenomeno, a name that translates to phenomenon, and the moment you lay eyes on it, you understand exactly why. From a distance, the Fenomeno looks almost unreal, like something sculpted by the wind inside a racing simulator rather than built in the real world. The silhouette is impossibly low and wide, hugging the ground with an aggressive stance that feels ready to pounce even when the car is standing still. Sharp geometric lines cut across the bodywork like blades, directing airflow and shaping light in a way that makes the car constantly look in motion. Every surface has intention. Every vent, every edge, every sculpted channel exists to control air and enhance performance. At the front, the design language is unmistakably Lamborghini, yet somehow even more radical. The headlights slice through the body like shards of crystal, housing razor-thin LED signatures that glow with an almost futuristic intensity. The front splitter stretches low to the ground, channeling air beneath the car while creating immense downforce at speed. It's not just dramatic, it's functional. The Fenomeno isn't simply styled to look fast. It's engineered to dominate airflow. Move along the side profile and the drama only intensifies. Deep side intakes carve into the bodywork, feeding massive volumes of air directly toward the engine bay. Carbon fiber elements appear everywhere, not just for weight reduction but also to visually emphasize the car's structural strength. The doors open upward in Lamborghini's iconic scissor motion, and when they rise, the Fenomeno transforms from a car into something closer to a mechanical sculpture. At the rear, the design becomes even more extreme. A massive active rear wing adjusts itself automatically depending on speed and driving conditions, optimizing stability and cornering grip. The taillights form angular Y-shaped signatures, glowing through the darkness like futuristic blades. Beneath them, an aggressive diffuser frames the center-mounted exhaust system, a reminder that the heart of this machine is pure combustion fury. And that heart is where the Fenomeno truly earns its name. Behind the driver sits a naturally aspirated V12 engine, the kind of engine that has become increasingly rare in the modern era of turbocharging and electrification. But Lamborghini has never been afraid to hold on to emotion, and the Fenomeno celebrates that philosophy with unapologetic intensity. This V12 produces well over 800 horsepower, delivering power in a way that feels almost alive. Press the start button and the engine doesn't simply turn on, it awakens. The ignition explodes into life with a deep mechanical roar that reverberates through the chassis and into your chest. At idle, the engine pulses with a controlled aggression, like a predator quietly breathing before the hunt. Push the throttle and the personality transforms instantly. The V12 climbs through the rev range with breathtaking urgency, each gear change snapping through the transmission with lightning precision. As the tachometer sweeps toward the red line, the sound evolves from a thunderous growl into a high-pitched mechanical scream that echoes the spirit of Lamborghini's racing heritage. Acceleration is nothing short of violent. The Fenomeno launches from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds, pinning you into the seat with a force that feels almost surreal. But raw speed is only part of the story. What truly defines the experience is the way the car delivers that power, smooth, relentless, and incredibly responsive. Out on the open road, the Fenomeno feels astonishingly composed. The advanced all-wheel drive system constantly analyzes traction and road conditions, distributing power precisely where it's needed. Combined with rear-wheel steering, the car feels both incredibly stable at high speeds and surprisingly agile through tight corners. Turn into a sweeping bend and the chassis responds instantly, gripping the pavement with confidence. The steering is razor-sharp, feeding back every subtle detail of the road surface. The car feels alive beneath you, communicating constantly, encouraging you to push further. Yet despite all that performance, the Fenomeno isn't a machine that sacrifices comfort completely. Step inside the cabin and the environment shifts from aggressive exterior drama to a carefully balanced blend of racing inspiration and luxury craftsmanship. The cockpit is unmistakably driver-focused. Angular surfaces wrap around the driver like the interior of a fighter jet, placing every control within immediate reach. The steering wheel is compact and performance-oriented, featuring integrated drive mode selectors and paddle shifters that feel solid and mechanical in your hands. Carbon fiber dominates the interior structure, but it's complemented by premium materials like Alcantara and finely stitched leather. The seats are deeply sculpted to hold you in place during high-speed cornering, yet they remain surprisingly comfortable even during longer drives. In front of the driver, a fully digital instrument display adapts depending on the driving mode. In calm cruising situations, the screen presents navigation, media, and driving information with elegant clarity. But switch the car into its more aggressive performance modes and the display transforms into a racing-focused interface dominated by a massive central tachometer. Technology plays a major role in the Fenomeno's personality as well. The infotainment system integrates seamlessly with modern connectivity features, allowing drivers to access smartphone integration, navigation, and advanced vehicle data. Lamborghini's telemetry system can even track lap times, performance metrics, and driving behavior, turning every spirited drive into a measurable experience. But perhaps the most fascinating part of the Fenomeno isn't any single feature. It's the personality that emerges when everything comes together. Driving the Fenomeno isn't just about transportation. It's an event. Every startup feels ceremonial. Every tunnel becomes an invitation to hear the engine echo off the walls. Even at moderate speeds, the car radiates a sense of theatrical drama that few vehicles on the planet can match. On a quiet highway, the ride becomes surprisingly refined. The adaptive suspension smooths out imperfections in the road, and the cabin remains composed enough for relaxed cruising. But the moment you switch into the more aggressive driving modes, the entire character changes. The suspension stiffens, the throttle sharpens, and the exhaust opens its valves, unleashing the full symphony of that V12. It's a car that constantly reminds you that you're experiencing something special. Something rare. Because machines like this are becoming increasingly uncommon in today's automotive world. The Fenomeno stands as a celebration of Lamborghini's most emotional ingredients: naturally aspirated power, dramatic design, and a driving experience that prioritizes feeling over restraint. And perhaps that's what makes it truly unforgettable. The 2026 Lamborghini Fenomeno isn't just another supercar competing for attention in an already crowded performance landscape. It's a statement, a reminder that passion, engineering, and bold design can still come together to create something extraordinary. It's loud, it's aggressive, it's unapologetically dramatic. And in a world where many cars are becoming quieter and more restrained, the Fenomeno proudly chooses to be the exact opposite, a true phenomenon on four wheels.